Hi there, welcome to round 4 of the Great American Stampin Show. We're so excited to have you join us. My name is Jodi and I am one of 4 competitors in this bi-weekly event that we do called the Great American Stampin Show. So this is round 4, which means there have been 3 rounds before this. I have a playlist right here on my YouTube channel that you can click on to see all of the other ones that we've already done. Today's competition focuses on the bundle called So Refreshing. It was a lot of fun to work with. I think you're gonna love it. What you need to do is just sit back and enjoy. Let the creative juices start flowing as you absorb everything that we've got to offer you. Watch my video, then go ahead and click in the links that you see in the description and make sure that you watch Julie, Shannon, and Brandy's videos. And after you've seen all 4, go back and vote on the one that you like the best. You do that by giving it the thumbs up. Of course, we welcome your comments and enjoy those too. So take a look, see what you think, compare to the others, and hopefully give me that thumbs up when you're all done. Thanks so much. Enjoy what we've got for you. All right, let's go ahead and get started and take a look at what I came up with our So Refreshing bundle. Now, when I first looked at this stamp set, what jumped out to me was the picture, the lemons. I imagined stamping this in like a brown or a black, stamping this in some shade of yellow and having this picture of lemonade, a perfect summertime card. That's the first thing that came to my mind. However, I decided for our Great American Stampin' Show challenge, I was going to do something entirely different, not focus on those pieces that I'm drawn to, but instead use the flower images. So that's what I'm going to show you. However, I don't want you to miss how awesome this stamp set is. And there's so many pieces that I'm not even using on this particular project. So the lemon slice, the little leaves, look at those adorable little ice cubes, the lemons down here. There's a lot of two-step stamping. So how I mentioned the picture and stamping the inside there, the glass, stamping the inside here. So it's just so fun. There's some nice greetings, a fun font there. I'm really excited about this bundle, and I think I have a worthy project this time that I'm gonna get the votes. I'm gonna get the crown in this round. So before I jump in, let's take a look at the dies. There's a whole mess of dies here. Those little cute little ice cubes, all sorts of things. Look at the details on these here. So much fun. So I'm going to be using this piece, which might not look super obvious what we're doing with it. I went ahead and cut that out already with the Bubble Bath cardstock. So that's ready to go. And then I'm going to use this die to cut out some of my flowers. So the rest I'm just going to set aside because I'm not using them on this particular project, which goes to show just how many different things you could create with this one bundle. Definitely worth the investment. Okay, let's get started. I am going to pull in this piece of basic white, and I'm going to use this. Now, on the stamp set, this is what I refer to as the inside of the picture. You certainly could do that. I'm going to use it for a totally different purpose. I've got gray Granite ink, and I'm going to ink up this image, stamp it on my basic white cardstock, and this is not going to be the inside of a picture for me. It's going to be a flower vase. And then I'm just going to use my paper snips and trim around it. It's a pretty easy cut. There is a die that cuts out the picture, but I tried that. There were lots of adjustments that had to be made, so I thought using the scissors is just as fast and easy. So here is my vase for our flowers. So this is going to be the focal point on my project. Okay, now let's go ahead and pull in some more basic white. Set that aside. I'm going to pull in my soft seafoam ink with the long stem. It's gonna look a little weird when I first stamp it because so many of these stamps are two-step stamps. So it's not intended just to be stamped and left alone. It's intended to be used with the floral image. Got my bubble bath ink, and I'm going to ink this up and stamp it on. This is the most challenging part of my entire card, is just lining this up. So let me take a moment, concentrate, focus, and going with it. Let's see. Pretty darn good. All right, so that's my bubble bath flowers with my soft seafoam stem. Oops, I gotta leave that out one more time. Now, there's also an image that does the inside of the flower. So if I inked this up and just stamped it, that's the bubble bath, that would be the same color. That would be a little bit weird because I wouldn't see all the detail. So I ink it up, I stamp it either off on my scrap paper, or I can just do it here. And then I'm gonna go back over the image and stamp down. And what that does is gives me a very, very light pink on the center of those flowers. So they're colored in with just a very light color, as opposed to this here. Can you see the difference when it's just white inside versus that light pink? It's subtle, but it really does make a difference. And of course, if you imagine using even darker colors, something like Flirty Flamingo or a different shade of pink, it would be even more dynamic to stamp off and do the lighter. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is set my die right over my stamped image, crank it through my machine, the magic of TV. I did it twice in just a split second, and have both of these pieces ready to go. So let me just set out what I've got to work with so far. So I've got my vase, I've got some flowers, I've got this piece here. Do you see the detail on there? That's part of the die. And while it's really cool, I wanted to do just a little bit more. So let me scoot some things off camera. I'm going to use this embossing folder and just go ahead and set this piece right inside. I'm gonna give it a little bit of texture. This one I did not do in advance, so give me a moment. I'll crank that through, and then we will start building the card. So here we go. See the texture on there? I like that a lot. It wasn't bad how it was. I just wanted it to be a little bit more of a focal point, and giving it texture does that. Okay, so this is a piece of Moody Mauve cardstock, and I'm going to attach this to that layer. Get my adhesive going here. And I'm gonna put it down a little bit. Let's see. I think this will be good. I'm intentionally having it hang over on both sides, and on this side, I'm going to snip just a little bit so that it's a straight edge. So I'll have it hang off on this side, but I wanted this to be a straight edge. Okay, next, I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of my vase that I will stick the flowers into and kind of do some arranging, just like you would with a normal vase of flowers. I'm gonna have that hang over just a little bit. This one go just a touch higher. Okay, so they're stuck right into that adhesive that I put on the back. And now I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals to this whole piece. So I'll just put a few on here. And we'll stick that down on the project. I've got so much stuff on my table just off camera that you can't see. It's a little bit chaotic. Okay, now this I'm going to just put right in here. Again, it's sticking up off the top. Totally okay with that. That's what I want it to do. So I've got it going off the edge here. I've got it going off the edge up there. Okay, what do you think so far? This is quick and creative. This is what I was talking about. This is me being true to myself. I'm not cutting that vase out, that's about as futzy as I get with things. Like, I just like it quick, creative, special little elements, and very duplicatable. So if that's how you like to stamp, keep following along in my YouTube channel here so that you can get more creative inspiration. Okay, let's keep moving. I've got this literal just scrap of basic white. I've got my gray granite again. This is what I stamped the vase in. One of the greetings said, "Thank you kindly." So I'm going to ink that up and stamp it kind of down in a corner. I could certainly just take that, trim it a little bit, and put it right on my card. What I'd like to do, though, is show you a little trick. I just want thank you. I don't want kindly today. I might tomorrow, but not today. So I'm just trimming that off. I can kind of edit any of the greetings by just trimming off the parts I don't want to use. Super easy to do. Hopefully I'm cutting straight. Let's see. I think it's pretty good. I think we're all right. So I'm going to add some adhesive on this half, and I'm going to add a Stampin' Dimensional, gotta reach over where I put them, on this half. Okay, so regular adhesive, dimensional here, because what I'm gonna do is take it and put it up here. This is already raised with a dimensional, and so I'm going to put that flat on there, and then to keep it even, I need a dimensional on this side, okay? So you can see the depth there. This is flat. These layers are raised up. All right, so let's add a little bit. These are the in color dots, maybe they're called. I think so. So I'm using the Moody Mauve, and I'm just gonna add a few. There's some different sizes, which are fun to work with. Add my final one right down here. And then the last thing I'm going to add to this focal point is some Sweet Sorbet metallic ribbon. Now, this is Sweet Sorbet. This is Moody Mauve. They are not the same color, but this ribbon matches so well. I actually use it quite often with the Moody Mauve. So I'm just going to tie myself a little bow here. Very easy to work with. And then I'll just trim my ends a little bit. Grab a glue dot. I like to take the glue dots, leave it on here. I think you could see it right there. And I just like use my fingernail and fold it over. And then I can put it where I want it to go. Rather than having that full circle when I'm attaching something small like this, it just works better if I kind of roll it up first. All right, look at that metallic ribbon. Isn't that just fun and adds such a fun sparkle and shimmer to the card? I'm going to trim just a tiny bit more over there. Okay, so this is the focal point of my card. All I need to do is pull in. This is thick basic white, and I use thick whenever I use a make a white card base just to have that extra support. Our basic white cardstock is great for stamping layers like this, but you'll want the thick basic white when you have a card base. So all I need to do is put it on there, and we've got our quick and creative card. However, I want to show you one extra little thing, because yes, I do like quick and creative, but I also like to do things that make it extra special so that the person that I'm giving the card to knows how much thought I put into the card I'm giving. So I'm going to pull in my bubble bath ink one more time. I'm going to give it a squeeze. I'm just pushing the lid down onto the ink pad. And what it does is creates a little bit of a mess here. I'm actually going to go just a little bit more because I know I'm going to need more than that. All right, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm going to pull this off because remember we didn't attach this yet. I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to pull in one of my water painters. Literally, this is just filled with water. You unscrew, fill with water, screw the top back on, and I'm going to give this a squeeze and get this really wet. Then I'm just going to take this and do like a watercolor wash in the background on my card base. It's very random. It's not consistent. That's all I'm looking for here. Just a little bit to kind of tone down that stark white. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong at all. But I like adding just a little bit more with this watercolor wash. You can keep going as much as you want. When I'm done with this, I just swipe back and forth until it comes out clear. With Bubble Bath, that sure doesn't take very long because it's such a light color. Snap the lid back on and you're all done. Now I can pull this back in And you can see what a fun background that makes. So I want to set it on here, and then I'm going to pull in the sample that I've done in advance and just let you compare so you can see side by side. It's just a subtle thing with that wash in the background, but it makes a difference. This is very stark contrast with the white, and this just like tones it down a little bit by adding that wash in the background. So that's what I've got for you today. Of course, I'd just go back and attach that there. I would love to have your vote. I would love even more if you followed my YouTube channel right here. And I hope you enjoy all of our projects with the So Refreshing Bundle. We have so much fun doing this for you. And it's just a joy to do it. And we hope that you have just as much fun as we do. All right, that's what I've got for you tonight. I hope it got some creative juices flowing for you. Like I said before, go ahead and watch the other 3 videos. Vote on your favorite. I'd love to have your vote. I'm excited to see what the other competitors came up with too. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you learned a couple of tips or tricks too, and maybe give that watercolor wash a try the next time you're stamping. All right, have fun.